Before this video begins, I have new merch, represent.com. Super happy about this, and I think you guys will like it. Check it out. Anyway, let's on with the video.
Taking advice. Need help in life? Dr. Pewds here to help, baby. That's right, I will bestow my infinite wisdom on this earth.
No, but for real, yeah, taking advice. Let's see what we got. Curse says, how do you cope with awkwardness? A specialty of mine. Especially when you need to talk to a lot of people or new people. If I have to talk to a lot of people, I tend to practice a lot. I mean, are you talking about public speaking here? I don't know. I don't know! I think what I tend to do subconsciously, which is a little bit cringe, I tend to smile way more than I need to. Just like... Smiling is the ultimate cope. I'm very uncomfortable right now. This is terrible advice. The thing is, I never thought I was that awkward until the internet pointed out to me, so I don't really know what to say to this. Get a job in customer service and you'll get used to talking to dozens or hundreds of people people daily. Yeah, this is great advice if you want to ask people if they want mustard or ketchup on their hamburger. Like, what? I had a job like this. It didn't help me at all. What do you mean? You just go into robotic mode. Hey, you want fries with that? You gonna walk up to people randomly at parties? You want Diet Coke? I mean, I guess the point here is the more you do something like this, the more you'll get over it slowly but surely. Challenge yourself. Don't run away, I think is the trick. Just do it. And you'll realize slowly but surely it's not as bad as you think. But if you run away, it'll just become scarier and scarier. Hey Pewds, I recently graduated high school and I'm gonna start college soon. The thing is that I'm really not fond of doing that, but I'm doing it anyways just to be safe. What I really want to do is work on my YouTube channel, make storytime animations as well as stream, but since I'm just a beginner, I'm obviously not earning any money from it, and college work really reduces my time to work on the stuff I really like to do. Would you recommend that I continue doing what I do or drop out of college sometime in the future? Well, absolutely don't drop out of college, my dude. Listen, I was extremely lucky, but I was still studying while making videos. It's entirely possible. Just keep it as a fun hobby, you know? It doesn't have to be your job to enjoy it. I think what a lot of people don't realize is that as soon as your hobby becomes your job, it completely ruins the joy of it being a hobby. It is a job then, right? There's no escaping that. I think everyone has this dream that your hobby should be your job, but it can be perfectly fine to keep a normal job and a hobby at the side. There's no harm in that. So keep your job, keep it as a hobby. If it goes better, you know, great. Then you can start thinking about that. But I think you're a little too early to asking this question. I feel like my parents have these extremely high expectations of me, and to be honest, I would happily have those expectations for myself and work hard to reach them. But it's really tough when it feels like every mistake I make makes them be more disappointed in me. I feel like I'm not working hard to make my parents proud anymore, rather so they don't dislike me. What should I do, Pewds? Yeah, that sucks to have parents like that. I mean, it might be worth talking to them about this. I don't know what kind of open conversations you can have. I think my parents have high expectations of me, which I think is good, but they also had on the flip side, as long as they noticed I was trying my best, you know, the result wasn't as important as them feeling like I was really working hard. And, you know, I would hope that it doesn't sound like you have that kind of parents, but I don't know. So that's why I thought maybe it's worth talking to them about this, because maybe they're not. I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic. That sounds really shitty. I guess at the end of the day is, do you want validations for yourself or do you want it for your parents? And the answer should be for yourself, right? Parents will always have expectations for what they want of you. And that sometimes is an image that is impossible to fit into, and it sounds, from what it sounds like, that's where you're at. So I would try and sort of question more, what is it that you want that will make you feel validated, and focus on that instead. I like how you guys are helping as well. That's really sweet. It's sort of giving similar advice here. Make yourself proud and they will be proud, yeah. And maybe try and discuss this with your parents. Moving on. Hey Felix, how do you get used to having lost many friends and being forgotten seamlessly over time? Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I don't know how to... This is the first time I'm reading these questions. And they're very difficult questions. That's why I'm... You know, I've definitely lost a lot of friends in my days. I think that's a natural thing, part of life, you know? I'm not close friends with the people that I thought I would be friends forever with. So many. I mean, I had a best. Yeah, it's just normal, right? Maybe everyone, you know, moves on to different things. That doesn't mean that you're forgotten. So it seems like you're taking it quite personally, which I don't think you should. It's just a natural thing that happens to everyone. Try and think of what sort of purpose your friendships are for you and what it is that you find that you get out of them. If your point is to stay friends just for the sake of being friends, then I mean, it's kind of pointless to have that friendship to begin with. This reminds me, I used to have so few friends. I remember my dad just walked in on a Saturday. He's like, aren't you out? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, you should be out with friends. And I just thought, well, I don't really have any friends to call. It's funny, it didn't bother me. Maybe I'm a psychopath, I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah, and that's why I think, yeah, it's good to ask yourself, what's the point of having other friends to you? Why do they mean something? You'll find friends, don't worry, it takes time. If I, the neighbor's kid, can find friends, so can you, all right? I just entered senior high school this month. Seeing how tough it is already really makes me doubt about my future. Oh boy, I can relate to this. Except college. And if I can achieve the things I want to. Not expecting people to see this, but if there's any advice, I'd appreciate it. I wish you would expand a bit on what it is that you want to do. It's hard to answer this question because of it. I guess you just have to ask yourself if you're up for the challenge. I think anyone is capable of so much more than they think they are, but you really just have to put your mind and soul into it. And if you really wanted to step up, I'm sure that you can do it, Timothy. I'm giving you the confidence, but you have to make that choice and make the sacrifices to get through what you want with the grades or whatever it is that you want. It doesn't come without work. You go, Timothy, you got it. You got it, man. How do you get the courage to put yourself out on the internet and share your life, passions, and talk about anything? Well, most of the people on the internet don't know you. The ones in real life that do might find it weird. For someone who wants to keep their identity a secret, they might let it out. It sounds stupid, but it always taunts me as an artist working on my way on the internet. Much love from Romania. I think this is normal, and I wouldn't feel pressured to feel like you have to share your life or passions and talk about anything on the internet. That's completely up to everyone if that's what they want to do. Some people feel comfortable with it, some people don't. I remember feeling super strange about just recording myself without camera, just my voice. It just takes a little bit of practice to do if you're not comfortable with it immediately. It takes time. So take it step by step, and you'll find sooner or later what sort of things you do feel comfortable about, or maybe some stuff you actually do want to keep private for yourself. So take it step by step and don't make any rash decisions. Maybe just a little general being an adult advice. I heard a lot of great advice about my main concern, so I guess I'm wondering if there's things about adulthood that surprised you or regrets that you wish you knew better. I wish I started reading, and I wish I started working out sooner. That's it. Is being an introvert really that special, or are we just trying to justify our abundance of social anxiety? Sometimes I wish I could talk to people normally, but here I am shivering at the thought of any interaction. Yeah. I think this is why I get so, I used to at least, get so annoyed when people call me awkward online, because as an introvert, I'm really trying to get past that. Like doing stage performances back in the days, and big fan meetup and all that stuff. Or even shooting shows like Scare Pewdiepie, you know, when you're in front of all these people, and as an introvert, that's kind of awkward. I want to step up to the challenge and be like, yeah, I can do it. And then someone comments me like, oh, that was awkward. And you're just like, but I'm trying. But I think just accepting, hey, you know, yeah, I am a little awkward. That's fine. What's the big deal? It made it so much easier, and I'll still push myself or whatever. But at least knowing that in my back of my mind, okay, it's fine. It doesn't matter. To answer your question though about if it's really special, no, and that's I guess what I meant with trying to overcome it. Everyone has things that they excel in and maybe aren't as good in, and it's good to recognize that so you can improve on it. I don't think being introverted is necessarily special, but I also find that it helps me gain a lot of introspection, which is something that I really highly value. And I think it's important for your mental growth and strength. I'm not sure, you know, extroverts are excluded for that, but it's just something that I highly value, that I feel like comes from being an introvert. Dear Dr. Fitz, we knew you're growing a beard, and that's final step in becoming a philosopher. I actually just shaved. Yeah, it's true. The beard used to be such a highly symbolic thing for Greek philosophers that they would rather cut off their head than their beard. I don't remember who said that. Into nihilist philosophy. I'm making a video on this because I find it so strange, people's idea of what nihilistic philosophy is. I think there's a major misconception here of angsty teenagers not understanding what it means. How do you find balance between being educated on social issues and not letting it negatively impact your own mental health? I want to be educated and advocate for things, but it takes such a toll on me. Yeah, I mean, if you look at your whole country's past or everything like that, you're bound to just feel this dread of guilt. I just don't think that's healthy whatsoever. I think it's in our nature, especially as young people, we tend to want to find social issues as a cause. And we want this suffering. It's almost like a function in us. I'm trying to find where I read this. I think it was Nietzsche. Read Nietzsche, I guess. How do you get out of a rut? The time period of your life where you are unproductive to do anything. I suffer a lot of being stuck in this timeline of my life, and every time I do something, I can't really get it done or keep procrastinating. Well, that's because you train yourself to be that way. And it's very easy to fall in this trap, I think. We are very habitual creatures, I think. And if we act a certain way, it's because we made it comfortable for ourselves to act that way. But there's a great way to challenge yourself and trying things that are a little more difficult and setting goals for yourself to maintain those things. I don't know what it is that you want to do specifically, but I'm sure there's something that you feel like there is that you should be doing. Otherwise, you wouldn't complain about being stuck in this rut. I guess it's kind of like how the Greeks saw the virtue in habit. What was it? Who said it? It's such a good quote. I think it was Aristotle saying that, I'm butchering this quote, but it's something about virtue isn't in doing one thing, but it's in the continuation of doing things. Recognizing that how you live your life in a good way is setting up habits that are good for you. It's not just one small act that defines your goodness. Oh God, yeah, that's a terrible explanation, but I hope it makes sense. I'm cringing at my answer, sorry. Finally, some relationship advice. I like this girl and I strongly feel she likes me too, but she doesn't feel interested in having a relationship. What should I do? Well, it might be good to back off because it sounds like your feelings might get hurt from this woman. Better to step aside, I think, if that's the case. If you really want a relationship, of course. Or, you know, this is a very guy advice, but you know, sometimes you just gotta get it out of your system, man. Do what you gotta do. All right, do what you gotta do, and you know, you might find that you know, you score the highest in university. How did you focus on studies like that? Do you set your environment for studies or set a schedule? I think all I did during this time was studying. From the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed, I was so into it. I don't know why. I was so competitive about it. I wanted to be the best, and I can explain like what unlocked that inside me. I guess I wanted to prove that I could do it. Sometimes we just get that random spurt. I wasn't always the best in school. I was actually pretty terrible in a lot of subjects, so I wanted to prove, hey, I can do it if I put my mind into it. And I got really nerdy. There's a lot of questions about like motivation, and there seems to be a lack of it. Bro, everyone is unmotivated. I'm a strong proponent of that. Routines is what keeps us motivated, because motivation only lasts for, it's a short spurt. It's like it's a feeling. You're not going to feel like amped up and motivated all the time, but if you have a routine set in place that when you're not feeling motivated, it's there to pick it up for you. Okay, I'm supposed to do this, I'm gonna do this. That's not necessarily going in like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's rather, okay, this is what I have to do. So setting those things in your life, it takes a long time to build these sort of routines, but you have to stick to it. Set goals for yourself, big goals, long goals, realizing what it is you want, and set goals and how you want to get there. Oh, I want to learn this. Okay, I'm going to spend this amount of time every single day to get there. And also recognize that these are my goals, If I don't do this, I'm just gonna go back to feeling the way I was before. So I'm setting these goals and I'm taking it seriously. I guess it's kind of how I feel about working out. I would always feel so shitty about not working out. Maybe that's just pushing myself too far and there's some other psychological issues there, I don't know. But there was always this anxiety of, oh, I know I should working out because of all the health benefits, but it's kind of, I don't really want to. But if you have that routine of saying, okay, I'm gonna work out, this is my schedule and I'm gonna keep with it, it's so much easier. And I never have that feeling of, oh, I should be working out. It's just, no, I just do it. That's the point of setting goals for yourself. It doesn't matter what it is. It's the same principle. All right, that's enough questions answered. I hope this was helpful in some sense. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, I have new merch. It's super hairy because of Maya. Represent.com/PewDiePie. Check it out. I'm really happy with this one. I think you guys will like it too. Bye.
You thought it was dead, but true relevance never really died. Welcome to the first Undead game! Use any item in your inventory and make memes inside Tuber Simulator. Add some of our patented stickers in there. Stickers are emotions. Memes are emotions. Express your emotions with memes! Share them for likes. Share them for love. Get them for free! And who knows? Maybe I'll review your memes. The greatest honor of all time. Full circle, baby! Download it! Make a meme!
We need subtitles on this.